We've started the vlog at home. Now follow my journey. This is how we move. Just getting ready to go out. Look at this one. Look at this one. Wait. We did. Oh, we did. But yeah, we're gonna vlog the day. Diary style format, something new, something we haven't done before. See how it goes. Jumping into the van. Today is gonna be something different that we're planning and doing, kind of like a diary style vlog for our YouTube channel. Just out of the house now. I'm gonna go to Starbucks, grab my caffeine fix for the day, and then we're gonna head over to the office and meet the marketing team, Harry and Kevin, that'll be there today. That'll be shooting with us. So it's already been quite a entertaining morning. I'll touch base on that a little bit more a bit later on. One of those things for running a business. But we've moved, we've evolved, and everything should work out as planned today. Miserable morning, not very nice, not very sunny. It's supposed to be the end of July. Where's the sun at? All I can see is clouds, and it was raining a little. Welcome to London. I'd love to go take this phone with me and record in Starbucks, but I can't do that. I'd be too embarrassed. So I'm gonna go grab the coffee and I'll be back in a little while. Got my coffee and some egg bites with 3 cheese and ham. Yeah, so I love my coffee. I don't think I know a mover that doesn't drink. Oh no, I lie, I do. Stan don't drink. This is my go-to at Starbucks. My cappuccino with 3 shots of caffeine. I've got this thing today. Been seeing it about. Don't really know what it is. Just for additional context, I do usually eat breakfast at home, but today's been a bit of a manic morning, so I had to get something on the go. It's like a little mini quiche. Not too bad, you know. Just about to set off. I've had my fuel. Yeah, we're going to be making our way now to the office. Usually what we do is we create content for search first rather than social first. So we're targeting search terms. It's a different style of content that we're creating today. We've been creating search first content, so it's answering people's questions, focusing on search and creating vlogs. It's more focused on search. Now we're shifting a little bit in our strategy, and we're going to be targeting social first content, so content which is good for socials. Harry and Kevin have arrived, so just going to go and meet them now downstairs. I think they've just parked up, so we're going to say hello. Hello.
Hello. Dressed for the weather, I see.
Oh yeah. How's it going?
I'll give that to you.
Oh, thank you.
There we are.
Thank you. Look at that.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Different style of vlogging today, right? All the gear. Let me explain what this channel will be about and who I am. I'm Manny, the director of Happy2Move, and this channel will be about me documenting my journey of growing Happy2Move. Happy2Move is a removals and storage company which I started up about 13 years ago. I actually fell into it quite randomly. I was actually working in an office prior to when I got into removals. I fell into removals accidentally. One of my mates, he had a removals company and he wanted someone to help him grow the business. I was working in an office at that time. Really didn't like working in an office, staying at the same desk all day. Very boring for someone like me. I was quite outgoing. What really appealed to me in removals was that you can go and meet different people every single day. No day is the same, it's always different. I learned this from speaking to my mate over the years, or he had this business. So he had an opportunity that came, he asked me to join, which I did. I worked with him for a little while. I say a little while, I worked with him for almost 4 years, learning the trade, learning how he did business. What was promised to me didn't really come to fruition, so we kind of parted ways. But at that time I had a great experience in the removals industry and I really loved doing what I was doing, meeting new people, going all different parts of London, seeing all different kinds of homes. So it really was something that I really enjoyed at the time and really had a passion for. So I decided to part exchange my car, which I had, for a van and start a business as to some sort of extent, what I thought was a business. But yeah, I bought a van, started advertising on Gumtree. That was my go-to place to get business from. It wasn't owned by eBay at the time, so it was quite cheap and you'd get a lot of work from it. It was at some point independent Gumtree and then it was bought by eBay and the prices went up and I stopped advertising there. I'd also get some work from IKEA, actually standing outside the IKEA. That was quite interesting. I'd be hailing people down, hey, I can take your stuff. You know, £30, give me £30, I'll take your stuff around the corner, wherever you want to take it. When I had some jobs in IKEA, people would come and ask you because they had like from £45, £35 deliveries anywhere in London. We had that advertising back in the day on his vans, and people would always come and ask you. So what I did was I replicated. I said, pick up single item deliveries from £40 plus VAT, not plus, it wasn't even VAT, £45 anywhere in London. And I parked in IKEA and people would naturally come up to me. I'd also go up to people as well when I see them, because the good thing was when you bought something in IKEA, and IKEA is an impulse. Sometimes you buy impulse buys from IKEA, but when you bought it, you had no way to getting it home, because IKEA's delivery was like 3 or 4 days they can book you, and in 3 or 4 days they'll deliver it. So there's a little gap there. If you go out there and stand out there and just hail people down, if you see them with the big trolley with looking a bit like confused, I found that you'd get some work. So I used to get quite a lot of work from there. My ambition has always been to grow Happy2Move and take it to a level where it's multi-depot, you know, nationally known, internationally as well. So that's always been my ambition with Happy2Move. I remember the first time we've got our first big job, my first big job, I was only a man and van at the time. Again, this is in probably a year or year and a half after I set up the company. I always kind of said yes to every single job and then figured it out later on. So remember, we got a massive job, Pack and Move. It needed about 6 people, 4 Luton vans, and I only had 1. That was a big challenge. That was my first big challenge. I said yes to it, and then I figured it out later on. It was a success. I had a network at that time, because I'd been in removals and storage for at least 5-6 years. I'd already built a network of similar like-minded people. Using my network, I managed to get some of my friends with their own vans to come in on the job, experienced people in removals, a couple of other porters as well, packers, got everyone together and created the Avengers, and we carried out that job. That was actually my first pack and move and storage job, and we ended up storing, I think it was about 400 square foot of contents for about 3-4 years as well. At the time, I wasn't really set up to take storage customers, so I just passed it on to a local self-storage facility. At the time, this client ended up being one of our biggest clients. We did a lot of work for them over the years. We still do work for them now as well. But we would, sometimes take stuff out of one of their units, take it somewhere else. So that became a really good regular bit of business. And it helped with the growth of Happy2Move. At that early stage of the business, I found building relationships was quite good. So I started to go to local businesses where the business would work in synergy. Places like storage places, estate agents, local councils as well. I'd build relationships with them. Fast forward a couple of years, it got to a stage where I was quite busy myself, but I was getting bookings in for a second van, which I didn't have. And it was at that time that I started thinking about growing the business, taking on another person on board, potentially buying a new van. So that was a scary thought. If I get someone on board, that's going to eat up my profits. Am I going to have to get them on permanently? If so, then I need to guarantee regular work. So all of these things came into my head, and I kind of delayed it, getting that person on board. But I have to say, when I did get that person on board, that was one of the best things I did, because it kind of helped me take a step back and start thinking of the bigger, wider picture of Happy2Move and my ambition of growing it. When I finally managed to do it, took the step to do it, it was a good business decision that I made. It was one of the best business decisions I made. With that being said, I was speaking to someone in a similar position in a completely different industry, and they're at that stage in their life where the business is doing really well, and they were talking to me about, they need to get someone on board, but they're not sure if it's going to be a good, and I was just go for it. You can't be scared. You can't have that fear of thinking, what if, just do it and figure it out later on. I think that's just such an important lesson that I've learned. You just got to go for it. No risk, no fun. I think one of the biggest milestones in the business was when I landed my first big contract, which had so much scope to it. I was given a vision of the company that I was having the contract with. I was not sure if it was going to work. I said, let's do it. Let's give it a trial, because that was the opportunity that was presented to me. Give it a trial and see if it works. It actually worked really well. There's a lot of volume coming in with work, which helped me to grow the business actually. It was like a domino effect. You get the business, you get the contract, your first contract, then my paperwork, my work, in my home, it was piling up. So I needed to get to the office. That was something that I had to do. I had to look for an office space. I had to get someone on board as well in the office. I'd never done that before as well, because getting people on the road and getting someone in the office, it was different. People on the road were making me money, but the people in the office, it was more of an investment. So I had to kind of think about that one. That was scary. But yeah, I used a company where they offered shared working spaces. So I got a desk in one of these shared working spaces. I looked for someone part-time. I offered them a part-time salary and trained them up. I didn't know how to do training. That was a huge step as well, and getting someone into the office and then being able to train them up into everything that I know. I didn't know how to do that. I don't know what. I didn't know back then how to create SOPs, guidelines, dived into it. But that was definitely something, again, elevated Happy2Move as a company. You know, I had 2 vans, I had a team on the road, I had an office, a small office. It was just a desk, but it was an office nevertheless. At that time, that really elevated Happy2Move. One of the big challenges I faced at Happy2Move, where I was quite scared actually, was when lockdown hit. When that was all happening, it was scary. It was really scary because I had just invested in marketing for storage. That's when we were going to start doing storage. But then the world simply just shut down. We came up in the recession, the first recession, but this was a time where I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is all I know, removals and storage. I didn't know at the time how long lockdown was going to last, and we had just invested a lot of money into storage marketing. Yeah, scary time. Looking back now in retrospect, I think it was a really good decision. It was really lucky in a sense for us to invest in that storage marketing, because what had happened, I don't know if lucky is the word, because there was a lot of people that were affected, and that's not good what happened in lockdown. But we were asked to help a lot of people that were stuck in different countries because they couldn't come back to the UK. A lot of people reached out to us to go and get their stuff, take it into storage. We developed a process of doing this was because people were all remote everywhere. We used video calls to kind of double check with them, make sure we're taking everything, making sure we're packing the correct stuff as well. And then when it was in storage, we'd give them a video and send them on WhatsApp pictures and stuff to make sure that, you know, that's your item secure. That was a new thing that we kind of evolved in our service and created in our service. It was a lot of people that were contacting us for that kind of help. Our storage business side of things kicked off around that time when the first lockdown happened. We didn't have a lot of moving jobs. We did have some to tick us over in that period. After lockdown, we doubled down on our storage part of business, and also we started to look for more companies where we had synergy. So we started to approach some more storage companies, some more estate agents. It was really after lockdown where I actually took a step back and thought to myself, you know what, I think it's time to really step back and start scaling the business. I don't know if I had an epiphany, I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but it was at that time where I thought, you know what, I really need to make this a business now. And then I got to work. It's been 5 years from lockdown, the first lockdown. I've got four staff on the road, 3 vehicles at this moment in time, 2 ladies in the office as well, and a couple of contractors for other admin support as well. We've got a vision, we've got a plan. At the moment, the short-term plan is to have our own yard space, office space, everything consolidated into one place. That's a short-term goal. The long-term goal is to be a national and international brand when it comes to removals and storage. That's the vision. So one of the ways that we're going to achieve this is by putting in management structures in place in the business, and also through video content. For the first 6 months of our new content strategy, which is video content, we focused on a search-first strategy where we were answering questions which people were asking in the removals industry. For example, do I defrost my fridge before moving? Or do you move 2-story buildings? We were answering them, then creating blog content to aid the video content that we were creating. Now we've shifted our strategy a little bit. We're going into social first content where we're going to be creating series like this and a few others that we've got in the pipeline, such as this series, Behind the Boxes, which is going to give you behind the scenes access to what it's like growing a removals company, through to a bunch of other content that'll be coming soon. I think that's everything. So let's get moving. All right, so just had a call from the guys. They're about 5 minutes away. I'm gonna go meet them downstairs and say hello. So they've just loaded up at a property in North London, and they're bringing some stuff into storage now. And one of the items is a heavy marble table. So they've had quite a morning. So here are the guys coming down now. We're just gonna say hi to them and see what they've been up to this morning. Oh, very good. Professional. It's heavy?
Yeah, it's quite heavy.
Did he help you?
Oh, you can, yeah.
No, did he help you?
Yeah, this guy, yeah.
He's here now? Cool, we'll see you there in the corner. Quite a heavy marble table on there. Shema.
Shema, Shema, how are you doing today?
Good, good, good.
Stressed, man.
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Are you recording?
Yeah, always.
That's why.
Ah, joking.
In the van as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta do like shoot out video for like 6-7 seconds while we're working, or
Yeah, probably. You just do your don't be stressed. Camera shy. So we've got some big packing jobs coming up over the next few days. So what I want to do is go to our storage facility to make sure that we've got enough stock, do a stock count, and then reorder some packing materials if necessary. So we'll be heading over there now.
So Manny, what are some of the tougher moments you face in your business?
I think some of the tougher moments that I face in my business is working, especially when I'm working as a sole owner of the business. It's quite hard that you don't share responsibility with anyone. So there's a lot of aspects of it that I just have to deal with. And I think that's quite hard. You know, if anything goes wrong or any situations come up, like unforeseen circumstances happen, I'm the one having to find the solution and actioning them. When I'm scaling the business now, one of the challenges I face is when being responsible for everything and not really having that person to bounce the ideas off. I'm having to be really certain for every decision I make. I have to make sure I know all the ins and outs of making that decision. So that's quite hard when you don't have that person to bounce things off. So yeah, I think generally running a business, creating a business and running it and then seeing it grow and scaling it, I think those are the big challenges that I've faced is being that kind of sole person who's kind of scaling and growing. So we're just here at my storage unit. Just got to do a quick stock count and make sure we've got enough packing materials for the jobs that we've got coming up this week. I hope it's not messy. So yeah, we're a bit short on the small boxes and also the large. Usually these are quite stacked up to the ceiling. Usually that's enough for us to kind of go with. But yeah, we need to order some more. Probably I think about 100 more smalls, about 60 more large to do the trick. Got some export, we've got some bubble, got packing paper, we've got our tapes. These are the plastic covers that we use for mattresses. Take mattresses, we get them in rolls. Get quite a few of those in the roll. These are the wardrobe boxes. These are pretty handy for hanging clothes. Don't know if we've got any rails. I think we might need to order some rails in. Oh no, there you go. Rails for the wardrobe boxes. This is where I keep my uniform actually, which I know I need to order. Yeah, and some tapes. Happy2Move. Designer uniform right there, look at that. It's very messy, excuse the mess. Oh look, earrings. Trolley coins, loads of them. Okay, so we need to get 100 small boxes and about 60 large.
Good afternoon, Chief Ray. Anna speaking. How can I help?
Hi Anna, it's Manny from Happy2Move. Just want to place an order for collection. I'll probably collect it tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to place an order just to make sure we've got enough stock.
What would you like, Manny?
Can I get 100 small boxes?
Yeah.
100 large?
Yeah.
One bubble split into two?
Manny, we don't have split 2, we've got split 3.
Split 3 is fine. We can get that then. That's fine.
Yeah, just one roll of split 3. Cool.
Can I get, do you have the soft tissue, acid-free tissue paper?
No.
You don't? Okay, no worries. Can I get 2 rolls of export?
Yeah.
10 packs of the 5 kg packing paper. Paper blankets as well, please. Can I get 40 of those?
Okay, cool. So I've got 100 large, 100 small, 1 split 3 bubble, 2 Fernie Guard, 10 PP5 and 40 full 5 paper blankets.
Yeah, perfect.
Collection tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect.
Good one for you.
Perfect, excellent. Thanks, Anna.
Alright, no worries. Lovely speaking to you, Manny. Have
You
a nice
too.
day and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care, bye.
Take care, bye.
Good, sorted. We're just on our way now to meet up with the team. They're just loading up the van at a client's house. So we're just gonna go check in on them.
Hey Manny, what's the biggest challenge you faced recently in your business?
I think the biggest challenge I faced was this big move that we did. We knew it was going to be difficult and we were quite honest with the customer because that customer actually asked us, have you done a job to this scale? And we were like, well, yes, to this scale, yes, but this particular kind of job, no. Let me explain. So what the customer wanted us to do was to move pack the contents off their property, move the content out of their property and take it into storage, But then 6 months later, they wanted us to bring the stuff back and place it exactly how it was prior to us moving it out. It wasn't a small job either, it was quite a lot. We ended up filling a 700 square foot of storage space, 6 van loads, Luton van loads. So it was not a small feat at all. How we went about doing it was we planned really well. After us doing a survey, we did an initial planning day for the customer where we went and mapped and staged the property. So we had different zones in the property which we coded separately. So living room would have been LR, bedroom would have been BR, office OF. With that labeling, what we did was we dedicated a wall. So each wall had a code. So if it was the north facing wall, that would be NW. If it was a south facing wall, it would be SW. And then for each item on that wall, we had a code. So something in the living room on the north wall, the first item would be LR NW01. And then we had a whole itemized list of what that item was. We took pictures, we've documented everything. So when it is time to bring it back, wish us good luck, by the way, it will be in a better place to make sure that everything goes in its exact same spot that it's come from. That was one of the biggest challenges that we faced recently. But yeah, we were very open and we made sure that we planned it properly before we conducted the move. Just arrived back to the office now. Just gonna go upstairs. Got to collect something from the office first. Gonna go upstairs and see how Zoe's getting along. You remembered because I've only come in. So yeah, we've just come back from our storage where we keep all our packing materials and all our equipment. We're back here now and we're just wrapping up with the team at 12:25. I'm gonna be staying behind a little bit, catching up with Zoe and also answering some emails, calling back some clients as well, and then heading off, hopefully at a decent hour tonight. We'll see. But yeah, that's it from us from here. Finished recording today. It's quite a productive day. It was exhausting. I think we got a lot of good content, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how it comes together. It was different to what we've done before in the past. I think there's going to be a lot more of this content coming out. It'll give you guys a better insight into what Happy2Move is, how we're growing. I just want to be able to provide that visibility from the back office, as it were. Looking forward to do these kind of videos more often. I think it's going to be really good.